Tiffin will kick it off for Alabama. He is a junior out of Red Bay, Alabama. Legion Field is stocked. It is the most partisan example of football fever you can ever hope to see. Allegedly, it's split down the middle. Auburn folks still think they feel like the visitor when they come here, but the tickets are supposedly split, and they're both in good form today because you haven't been able to hear anything here for an hour. And Tiffin's kick shows the adrenaline that is flowing as he drives it back into the end zone and no return. With Pat Washington coming out to start at quarterback for the Tigers. He is a senior. Bo Jackson is the tailback, the celebrated Bo. He's had some great days against Bama. Tommy Agee is a fine fullback for them. Ron Middleton, 6'2", 240, is an H-back. Blocker much of the time. Freddie Weigand is a sophomore wide receiver. And that red hair and freckle face sometimes don't tell you what he is a specialist at. And that's simply outrunning people. He can fly. From the 20 comes the Tigers with Ben Tamburello over the ball. Auburn in the dark shirts, the first snap of the 50th meeting between these teams, and it's no mystery who gets it. Bo Jackson will pick up a yard. The tight end is Jeff Park, 6'4", 235. Steve Wallace a tackle, 6'6", 265. Jeff Lott at guard, 6'1", 275. Tamburello the center, 6'7", 270. Jan Cowart is 6'1", 235 at guard, and Stacy Searle 6'5" and 265. That's a pro-size front. Second down and 9. This time it's the up man. Agee pops out of there, picks up a first down up to the 32-yard line. They faked it to Jackson. There was a little bit of a lean that way by the Alabama defense, and Agee was gone. That's that kind of backdoor play that the University of Nebraska uses. Not exactly the same, but very similar to it. I think we're having some trouble with Frank's microphone here. I didn't hear him that time. It's Jackson carrying, and Alabama's defensive flow certainly to him, and they'll mark him down up around the 36. John Hand, Kurt Jarvis, Brett Zoll are the three down linemen with the backers of Mitchell, Davis, Godwin, and Bennett, and the defensive secondary of Robinson, Cooper, Turner, and Kendrick. There's a lot of youth in the Alabama defense.
But Keith, they can run. They very active, particularly Cornelius Bennett, number 97, who's already made All-American teams, as we look at Bo Jackson's record for this year.
Washington on a little delay to Jackson. Maybe he got a half a yard. But leading that defensive surge was Lydell Mitchell, an outside linebacker, and Britt Cooper, the cornerback. And those corners are going to be on their toes all day.
Keith, in talking to the Alabama coaches, they made it clear that we're going to try to force Auburn into a passing game. We're going to play our cornerbacks as if they're linebackers and make them throw the football.
Trey Gaines is in, number 19. He's a wide receiver, replacing Middleton at that flanker or H-back. And Washington on 3rd and 6. Going to get nailed, but gets the pass away, and it's almost intercepted. There was double coverage on the intended receiver, Freddie Weigand. Weigand was out there by himself, and they had double coverage, and it was almost picked off by Freddie Robinson.
Auburn is not going to be successful throwing the ball if they wait until 3rd down. They're not an effective passing team, very limited patterns, nothing sophisticated, very basic. They must throw on early downs to have any success in the passing game.
Lewis Colbert is in the punt. Auburn's punting game very strong. Their net is 43-7. That is outstanding when you net almost 44 yards, and that's why. He puts the ball up in the upper rafters. He makes the man make the fair catch. No returns, if possible. And Mike Shula now on the field to hold the trigger for the Crimson Tide. Gene Jelks will open at one halfback spot. He's a freshman, while the big fullback is a senior, Craig Turner. The wide receiver, Albert Dell, who has been a sensation for the Tide, big play man, and steady Greg Richardson will be the split end. You get involved with Bell, and all of a sudden, Richardson is gone.
There's Louis Colbert, the great punter, #1 in the nation, NCAA. 45 yards per kick.
First down, Shula turns and hands inside to Craig Turner. And Turner, with a move from about the 14, picks up a couple of yards. Thornton Chandler, the tight end, big target. David Johnson, Hoss is at 270 pounds. David Gilmer, 250 pounds at guard. Wes Neighbors, 250, Soleg at center. Bill Condon, 240 at guard. And a true freshman, 6'4", 275, Larry Rose at right tackle. Give him much more than 2 yards on that last carry. Give him close to 4 and make it second down and 6. The ball is beyond the 17. Bell goes in motion. That gives them 2 wides on that side. They stay with the ground game to Jelks, and Jelks takes a lick from Russ Carricker, the linebacker, a sophomore out of Americus, Georgia. It's Robinson, Rocker, Hallman, Williams, and Kelly. Thomas and Carricker, the backers. And the defensive secondary is Porter, Warren, Johnson, and Powell for the Auburn Tigers.
As we look at Ray Perkins, who's done a great job here at Alabama, the Alabama offense, Keith, has got to establish some passing along with their running to be successful.
They've now got 3 wideouts as Jelks comes out of the backfield and lines up out of the screen there. He's off the picture. He's so far out to the sidelines, and Shula drops to throw on 3rd and 5. Hums one. It's tipped and complete. Look, I don't know if he wanted to go to Chandler. He had a man breaking deep down here, Jelks, but he couldn't get the ball to him, and Gerald Robinson, that big defensive end, reached up and swept it away.
Mike Shula has complete command of this offensive football team. He knows the offense, he understands the defense, but the ball was deflected. He was thrown too wide to Chandler, the tight end.
That's the kind of pass, though, that might be available. Chris Moore is in the punt. He's got a little cast on his left leg. He's got a cracked bone, but he nailed that one pretty well. And this is Trey Gaines returning the punt, coming back to about the 40-yard line. 55-yard punt by Moore and a 13-yard return by Gaines, and there's no score.
Legion Field behind the Alabama bench. Keith Jackson just mentioned the cast and the broken leg of Chris Moore, the Alabama punter. Here is Chris Moore. I talked to him before the game. It is a broken fibula. He says that is a bone that does not take a lot of the pressure when you put pressure on that leg, weight on that leg. It doesn't hold the weight. He said, as anything, it has helped his punting. He has tightened things up. He's not taking the long stride. Everything is more compact. He feels comfortable. It's that kind of game he's playing with a broken leg. Keith?
Thank you, Tim. You look all spiffy out there in the sunshine today. It's Bo Jackson going wide and pinned down. Nothing doing. Brent Soule sliding along the line. And Soule at 255 handles Jackson at 222.
The Alabama defense is predicated on chasing the football up and down the line. Very basic. They just line up and play football, try to whip the blocker, and pursue out the line. The strength of the defense, wide plays. Evidence on that last attempt by Bo Jackson.
Jackson has run it 3 times. Auburn's tried 1 pass. Gaines comes off the field. Middleton is back in as they're blocking back at the flanker spot. Though he once in a while will be in that short zone for the pass. Jackson comes up the middle. And like a fallen tree, he's going to pick up on that play close to 8 yards before Joe Godwin brought him down.
A little bit of new offensive wrinkle, Keith, that we were looking for in this ball game. 2 tight ends and 1 running back in the backfield. Bo Jackson, what a great player to have back there. Had big room to run in, but the linebacker filled the hole. The purpose of the 2 tight ends, pinned down Cornelius Bennett, the great defensive end of Alabama, make him play the blocker rather than freelance.
3rd down and 3 as Jackson did pick up 8 on that 2nd and 11. And down the line goes Washington, but he got tangled up. And nothing doing as Alabama's penetration will knock him down for a yard loss, and in comes Colbert again to punt.
Alabama defense continuing to line up with an 8-man front and cornerbacks up very close. Daring, Keith, they're just daring out Auburn to try to put the ball in the air, knowing that Auburn predominantly runs the football.
Colbert's first kick was a 51-yarder and no return. Gaines is the deep man. Not Gaines, Richardson. Greg Richardson. 2 wide receivers, both return punts for both teams. Oh, they come after him. But he gets it out of there, and it's not quite the kick he had before, but the bounce is perfect. The bounce is down the field to the sidelines and out of bounds at the Alabama 6. He gets 47 yards out of it. and it was Cornelius Bennett that almost got it.
There are old pilots and bold pilots, but they say there are no old.
And me and Connors and his quarterback coach and and his teammates to handle being the starting quarterback as a senior, back to third team, and then when we called upon him to lead this football team, he stepped in and he's never ever said, I told you so, or whatever.
Yeah, but he's on the sideline right now. Mike Shula's got the problems. Alabama's backed up on their 6-yard line. And that's exactly where Pat Dye would love to keep him most of the day. Surge by Gene Jelks is up close to the 10-yard line for a pickup of 4. And Alabama now is in a position where I don't think that they want to throw the football. As we told you earlier, Tennessee defeated Vanderbilt 30-0 to lock the Sugar Bowl trip, where they'll play Miami, and you'll see it New Year's night here on ABC.
Congratulations to Johnny Majors. Tremendous year after losing his starting quarterback, Robinson, and then Darrell Dickey coming in doing so well.
Second down, Alabama just short of the 10. Keep 2 men in the backfield. They've got 2 wide receivers to the bottom of the picture. Hand it off as a whistle blows to Craig Turner.
The right guard moved, Chief. The offensive guard moved, and that kills the play. It's dead right there. The play does not count. Chief, interesting to me about the Auburn defense, for the last 3 or 4 years under Pat Dye, they've been very aggressive, trying to intimidate. This year they got burned.
Dead ball, illegal motion on the offensive line.
Keith, they got burned against Tennessee, and they went back and regrouped, and they're playing basic defenses, very few stunts, and 3 deep in the secondary, just being as fundamental as they can be.
Alabama's concentration breaking a little bit now. Instead of having it up there at second down and about 6, they're looking at second down and close to 12. The ball coming back to the 5. Shula drops into his end zone and wants to throw. Gets his pass away to Bell, and he's got it at the 24. First down, Tide.
How beautiful can a completed pass be? Back from your own goal line, Al Bell, sensational receiver, goes across the backfield, and then he's going to get in behind the cornerback. There's what we call a 3-man vertical stretch. 1 deep, 1 middle, and Bell is right there. Touched the ball 36 times. 31 have either been a touchdown or a first down.
And the Tide operating with some room now out at their own 24. Shula drops. Little play action. Now gets it away. Bell again down the middle. He's not a guinea down the middle. He'll take the hit. After he took that lick from Kevin Porter, he still picked up another 2 yards.
Fake to the fullback. It holds the linebackers. They come up and play the run, and watch how wide open the receiver is. No one in front of him. Albert Bell, great speed, a real talent. Shows his toughness, concentration right here as Porter socks him from the rear, but holds on to the ball anyway.
Clay Whitehurst is in now, and Bell is out for a respite. And Alabama is at their own 42 for a first down. Shula on first down throwing, short zone. Got it right in between the backers. Complete to Chandler, the tight end.
Auburn was coming with a linebacker blitz. What do you want to do against this? You had the choice. You hit the tight end, Keith, your old man, that tight end right over the middle. Mike Shula read the blitz, hit the tight end for the quick game.
I remember from the Penn State game, Frank, if Chandler had made 2 catches in that ball game for Alabama, they'd have won the ball game.
Keith, as was the record of Mike Shula, and what a great year he has had. He's led this Alabama ball team through thick and thin.
Second down and 1, they go to Turner, the fullback, and Big Craig, knees turning, driving up to the 46, and he's got another Alabama first down.
Keith, every good football team I've ever seen has a strong all-purpose fullback. They need it. They need him to make that yardage right up the middle on short yardage, be a good receiver, if the occasion calls for it, and a blocker for the tailback. Turner has been great this year.
Impressive possession. They were back on their 5-yard line. Second down and 12. Now they are perched out at the 40, near the 47 with a first down. That's their 48 of, I'll get it right, yeah, the 43 of Auburn. Shula goes down the middle. Whitehurst makes the catch, looking back into the bright sun. Pulls it in at the 26-yard line.
A little razzle-dazzle. Shula's going to hand to the fullback. The fullback's going to turn and pitch it back to Shula. And Whitehurst, number 82, coming in front of the safety man and behind the linebackers. Their strategy here is to hold the linebackers. When the fullback takes up the middle, the linebackers are held. Now Whitehurst is wide open. Look, nobody there. Shula right on the target. Finally, the linebacker, Kelly, makes the play.
Whitehurst is out and Al Bell comes back in. Shula 4 out of 5. He's hit 4 in a row. First down, Alabama at the Auburn 26. They've got Bell in motion. Shula stays with the air game. He had Richardson wide open. Now he can go to the end zone, but he throws it away. He had Greg Richardson turning in front of Tom Powell, the free safety, but he didn't see him in time, and rather than risk the interception, he threw it in the seats.
We're here in the little booze, number 74, Tracy Rocker, just a freshman. Keith, he's the leading tackler. What a destructive football player he's been. He goes right through 2 blocks, and the stands were booing a little bit because the Alabama fans thought that Rocker, number 74, hit Shula a little bit late right there. You be the judge.
It's football. You're going to get hit.
It's contact. That is right.
Second down and 10 from the Auburn 26. Pass incomplete. Greg Richardson in front of Jimmy Warren.
Boy, that was a great defensive play. When you change your philosophy on defense, when they get threatened to your goal line, man-for-man blitz. Right here, you see Warren, number 45, close the gap. Watch him close the gap, and Richardson should have come back to the ball, Keith. If he would come back to the ball, he keeps that cushion between the defensive back and the receiver, and he might have had a complete.
He'd have had his feet under him, and he had it open down the middle. But if they're fifth, third down and 10. Look out for Bell. He's in motion. Shula back. Looks for Bell. Bell's covered. Has to go to the other way. Turner out of the backfield. First down, Alabama inside the Auburn 15.
Oh, what a tremendous drive this is. Very impressive. Now Shula's back to pass there. The man in motion, Keith, makes the defense show they're playing man for man, but they forgot the fullback. Too many times the defense forget about that old fullback. And Turner has caught 22 passes coming into this ball game. That makes number 23.
I'll tell you, the man that helped mightily on the play was Bill Condon, the guard, who pulled back and he put Rocker on his back. And gave Shula the time.
The quarterbacks are at the mercy of those good old linemen. You give them a kiss after that, Keith.
Ball is inside the 15. First down, Alabama. Timeout called by Alabama. So we've got 4 minutes and 46 seconds. He comes back now. First down at the Auburn 14. This a possession that started for Alabama at their own 5-yard line. Bell and Richardson are both wide. They go to the I formation. Jelks the I back.
Oh, here comes the blitz, Keith.
They go to Jelks on the power sweep. And the freshman from Gadsden is down to about the 11. Edward Phillips, linebacker, filled that hole over there, drove in between the blockers, and got him.
You couldn't have a better play called. Alabama couldn't, that is, because of the blitz. Everybody's coming inside. Keith, you want to wall them off and pitch it to your fast back. But the speed of the Auburn defense moved out and held the game to a minimum.
Yeah, they don't give him the 11. The ball is just barely inside the 12. So let's call it second down and 8. Here it, Jelks breaks one man at the line of scrimmage and goes down at the 6. Tom Powell, free safety, got him for Auburn.
The best play in college football for the last 10 years, Keith, has been the fake pass and run with a lead blocker. And Turner, the fullback, just laid a beautiful block right on the linebacker of Auburn, opening up the room for Jelks in a nice game.
All right, Jelks leaves the ball game now.
Alabama's going to have to take a timeout, Keith.
They need one more player out there, and finally they're going to get him. And I think they meant to keep Jelks in, so Gene got a little confused, and they spend the timeout. That's 2 now they have had to spend here in the first quarter. Because they only had 10 men, Jelks went out when he wasn't supposed to, as they made some situation substitutions with 3 minutes and 26 seconds to play in the first quarter and no score. And we check in with Jim Lampley.
And to check in once again on our ABC Heisman Trophy telephone poll. Once again, in case you have tuned in late, Here are the 5 candidates chosen for this poll by a representative sampling of coaches around the country. You can vote for the one who is your choice for this year's Heisman Trophy by dialing the number listed there beneath his name. Each call will cost you 50 cents. Perhaps today's phone poll favors Bo Jackson because most Auburn rooters who aren't at Legion Field are probably watching.
I think, simply put, Jim, that Bo may very well have had the better organized campaign, plus the fact he has run for more than 4,100 yards and been the bell cow of his football team's success during his time here.
Alabama's lined up in the wishbone.
And it's 3rd down and 2, and I expected option play. They line up in the wishbone, but don't play out of it. The pass is thrown. It is caught by Whitehurst at the goal line, but they don't give him the touchdown, but he will have a 1st and goal.
Once again, close to the goal line, you change your philosophy and you play man for man. Back to passes. Shuley has plenty of time. Who's at Whitehurst coming right underneath. Gets hit by Powell, the all-conference free safety, but holds on to the football. That was a great catch, Keith.
They're about a foot away on 1st and goal. Turner and Bobo, 2 fullbacks in the backfield. It goes to Turner, sweep right, walks in. Touchdown, Tide.
Somebody on defense busted the play, Keith. The man in motion got the cornerback to drop off, but when you pitch the ball and nobody shows up, you've done a great job of blocking, plus the defense has made one heck of a mistake.
Impressive march of 95 yards for the first touchdown of the day. Van Tiffin's try for the point is good. They used most of that first quarter doing it, too. Only 2:52 remaining as Alabama goes to the lead 7-0.
Guidance systems, marine navigation.
Talking about the ball game, talked about these factors.
I think the 2 biggest keys in the game is not let them have something big. People on that side of the football, and they're playing on a higher level.
Well, his offense just went an official 94 yards on 13 plays using 5 minutes and 52 seconds, and they lead 7-0 as Van Tiffin kicks off. Drifting over toward a very short kick, making the exception is Sean Morris, and Auburn will start out beyond the 25. So that's pretty good field position for them. Next week, we'll go back to Norman, Oklahoma for the Sooners finale. They're playing tonight in Stillwater against Oklahoma State. And next week, they'll be matched up against the Ponies of SMU. And I hope the weather is as favorable next week as it has been today.
Whitehurst, number 82, goes in motion to become a lead blocker to keep the cornerback from crossing the line of scrimmage and supporting. Porter, number 3, gets completely blocked out of the play, and it's a touchdown.
Penalty flag, I think, as a man on the right side of the line for Auburn got started a little too soon. And 2 flags pop out of the pockets of the officials, and I think that play will be nullified. Jimmy Harper, the referee, Pete Williams, George Shuford, Ed Dudley, John Bwarney, John Fleming, and Charlie Horton, all the officials for today's game.
Dead ball, illegal movement in the offensive line.
Alabama defense, Keith, and they know they're not going to stop Bo Jackson completely. They want to slow him down. As Ray Perkins said in that last interview, they've got to prevent him from the long run. Here are the keys, plays, and the plays on the last scoring drive. Beautifully done, led by Mike Shula.
1st and 15 from the 21 as Pat Washington calls the signals, goes to the pass. Fumble as he is sacked. Alabama jumps on it. The Tide recovers inside the 15. John Hand hit Washington solid, and the ball came flying loose.
John Hand happens to be 6'7", weighs about 275 pounds. He's had a hard time learning to really control his weight up until this year. He comes untouched, free. Nobody blocked him. Washington trying to throw on 1st down, looking the other way. He sacks him right, knocks him down right there. The ball goes out, and Alabama has it. Once again, the defense setting up a score.
I think it's Tommy Cole, a freshman nose guard, crawling, and finally fetching it. And the Tide's in business, just short of the 13-yard line. 1st down. Jelks on a sweep. And he'll pick up a yard.
Let's look at that sack again. Hand number 78 is a tackle. Big, strong.
That melee to make the recovery. Big opportunity here for Alabama on the turnover. Shula has Bell coming back towards the snap of the ball. And Shula in the middle has to pull it down and runs to the 9. Auburn secondary covering well, and the pressure was coming from the outside, and Shula did the smart thing. He picked up whatever he could get, but he still owns the ball, and an Auburn man is shaken up on the play.
Keith, Shula shows us right here the poise, the knowledge, the feel, the sense of when to pull the ball down, where is the soft spot, and how much yards can I get up that middle and save the sack. That's the difference in the Mike Shula.
That's Gerald Williams coming off, incidentally, who is a horse.
The all Southeastern Conference, defensive end, and their big pass rushers.
Third down. Ball just inside the 10. They can get a first down at the 3. Shula gets it away. And it's overthrown, intended for Jelks, and it'll bring up fourth down, and it'll bring in the kicking tee in the hand of Van Tiffin.
Once again, pressure forcing Mike Shula to throw the ball poorly. The one thing that you really need if you're going to defend against a good passing attack is some pressure. Not necessarily sacks, but some pressure to make him throw the ball before he wants to and off balance. Auburn put it on him, stopping the drive and forcing the attempted field goal.
Van Tiffin is perfect from this distance. It'll be 26 yards. He hasn't had the biggest kind of a year, but still a very effective year for him. Alabama on a record roll with conversions, however. Van Tiffin's kick right through the uprights. And the Crimson Tide is out to a 10-0 lead with 1:03 to go in the first quarter. And in first quarter scoring this season, Alabama has been impressive. They've outscored the opposition the first period, 69-6.
How do you explain that?
Don, coach of the Dolphins, will be involved in a big one Monday night, and you'll see it at 9 Eastern Time here on ABC.
Keith, this is a game I would pay to see. If there ever was a matchup, the Chicago Bears and the Miami Dolphins. What will Dan Marino be able to do with his great receivers, Clayton and Dupa? Chicago Bears rush, and we get a chance to see who? Refrigerator Perry. We watched him play many times in Clemson. I laughed till I nearly died, Chief, when he scored that touchdown. I fell out of my chair when he was playing halfback and scored at 305 pounds.
It's a bit of an overstated thing, however.
Oh, yeah.
Ball is on the 40, and Tiffin watches it roll off the tee. So we'll start over with 1:03 to go in the Iron Bowl of night. The players as mementos of an event they will never forget. Van Tiffin's jacked up, isn't he? He's got that leg swinging with velocity. Oh, my goodness. Fullwood was 3 yards deep in the end zone, hesitated, then decided to come out with it, and you can see the result.
Well, he who hesitates is lost, and that's never more true than on a kickoff.
Bad judgment.
Just don't hesitate. You're letting the defensive men get all the way down. The coverage are probably on about the 15-yard line when he starts right here from what? Four yards in the end zone.
Yep.
Where do we see the first defensive men? Right there on the 10-yard line. And the white shirts are there to greet him.
So that's where Auburn starts. First down. Their first down plays have been 1, 4, -1, -8 yards, and a fumble. And here comes Bo Jackson.
Is that gang tackling? Woo! Look at the white shirts. Pat Dye should look worried. One thing, Keith, that Auburn doesn't want to do is fall behind more than one touchdown because they're primarily a running football team. They're not a good catch-up team.
They give Jackson progress of almost 3 yards on that carry before he was pushed all the way back to the 5. So call it second down and 7. They give it up tight this time to the up man, Agee, the fullback. Agee will have advance to about the 15 before he is rolled back by 3 white shirts.
Keith, the momentum is so much in favor of Alabama. Those defensive people are swarming all over the Auburn offense. You get the head 10-0 and you come out like this.
First quarter is over on a sunny day in Birmingham, and Alabama leads it 10-0. We move now to quarter number 2. Third down. for Auburn. As Alabama leads 10-0. Bo Jackson 6 carries, 15 yards so far in the ball game. They need this one. They give it to Jackson. He busts to the outside and has. No, he does not have it. He hit the chalk about a step short of the first down.
I can't think of anybody I'd rather have the ball than Bo Jackson on that fake pass and run. Good block by the fullback. Take the ball back, hand it to him. Agee goes, number 30. No, Agee missed him right there. Forced Jackson to break to the outside. He's trying to get to that corner, but he couldn't quite do it.
And in comes Colbert now, and Alabama should have pretty good field position. But Greg Richardson, when he accepts this punt, is going to be looking right into a very bright sun, right into his eyes. Colbert's kicks have been 51 and 47, and it's a beauty. That's a dandy. He makes Richardson come all the way across the field, but Greg handles it at the 25 and turns it on. One man to beat. The kicker is the only man, and he does the job. Colbert got him out of bounds and saved the touchdown.
There's nothing prettier to me in football than a punt return. The key block is when they block out the number 41, Thomas, and let Richardson break inside the contained man. Then he turns it over. He's looking for help. Hey, we've got one more blocker, but he doesn't have. And Couch brings him down, stopping the touchdown.
And Bobby Humphrey's in the backfield behind Turner now. Turner has the ball, spins off one hit. He'll have a yard pick up on the play. We noted that Auburn had one of the best, if not the best, net punt game and stats coming into this one, where they're averaging 43.7 on net punting. Well, Greg Rich just messed that up. The punt was 56 yards, and he brought it back 61.
It wasn't quite as high a punt as Cowd had been kicking through the year. It was more of a line drive.
Second down, still close to 10. This time Humphrey gets it. And he will get to the 11. Gerald Robinson, defensive end, and Tom Powell, the free safety, the tackle.
We see by the stats that Alabama has dominated the first quarter, and I think the reason is that their game plan, mixing up the run and the pass, destroyed Auburn's ability to really resist on defense, and Alabama just picked them apart, plus the turnover giving them a field goal.
Right now, however, Alabama's looking at third down and 8, just short of the Auburn 11. And Van Tiffin's warming up. Blitz is on. They pick it up. Shula swings it out. Humphrey's got it. And Humphrey is nailed back at the 15. Oh, that's a good defensive play by Arthur Johnson. Strong safety. And number 41, Pat Thomas.
You got to praise the Auburn defense. Twice their team has one turnover and one punt return put Alabama right in scoring territory, which would have put the game way up front for Alabama. The defense rallied, stopped them, and forced another field goal attempt.
32-yarder. Van Tiffin has hit a 26-yarder. Pops this one right through there. And so Alabama's lead grows to 13-0. And so far, the Auburn offense has been stuffed. Van Tiffin will kick off for Alabama now. The Tide leading 13-0. He'll be kicking into a light breeze. Might hold this ball out of the end zone. Brent Fullwood made bad judgment last time, trying to bring it 4 yards, but this time he accepts it up at the 5-yard line. And still not all that much on a kick return as he is rolled up at the 19-yard line, and here's Tim Brent.
Keith, the mood down here on the Auburn bench is one of shock. Guys walking around talking to each other saying, can you believe this? Before the game, when I was talking to the players, they were almost giddy. It's Bo Jackson's birthday. They said, what adversity can happen on Bo's birthday? The weather is clear. It's Auburn weather. Right now, you mentioned that they're not a good come-from-behind team. They're in shock.
See why. That drive, that long march by Alabama was a dandy.
Took some starch out of the whole Auburn team.
First down from their 19. Washington, the quarterback. Pitches it back to Bo Jackson. Very slow developing play. Nothing, no deception in it whatsoever. And there is no gain.
And there was nobody blocked. And it wasn't Bo Jackson's fault. The Alabama defense on the right side, Sowell and must have been Mitchell. And you can see play selection. 11-11. Boy, that's impressive for Alabama. And we said earlier, Auburn is just prefers to run the football.
Washington now has some time to throw and overthrows Craig Gaines. And number 55, a linebacker, had come all the way back, outside backer Derek Thomas. Come back to cover on that play, but the ball was well over the head of everybody.
What kind of a pass is Washington's quarterback? He was the wishbone quarterback for 3 years, didn't throw very much. He's completed only 45% of his passes. His best game was 2 weeks ago against Georgia when he was 6 out of 12 for 122 yards.
We went into the Tennessee game with Berger and Walden as the alternating quarterbacks. With Washington, after that loss, moved into the job, and he's throwing now on 3rd and 10. Hit as he throws, and the pass is well short. And he takes a hard lick from Sowell and Jarvis, and here's Jimmy.
Another look at the phone poll results so far, Keith, and right
56 for Lewis. In his 3 previous kicks, Greg Richardson beat. He brought the last one back 61. Boy, that's a howitzer. Whoa. Greg runs all the way back to his 15 before he can turn back upfield. Trying to get outside, and he does, and he's got a wall. And he went out of bounds, I believe. They marked him at the 38-yard line as he tried to cut it back in, planted his left foot, and stirred up the chalk. That was a 65-yard punt by Lewis Colbert and a 22-yard return by Beaver.
Well, Al's a guy that, you know, right off the bat when he came in, he just, you know, showed all of us what he's been showing the nation, what he's done this year. And, you know, he's been that way throughout the whole year. And I think the other receivers that have been here have caught on from what he's done. You know, his type of attitude, how he, you know, wants the ball on every play, his eagerness, the great hands he has, what he does with the ball after he catches it. He makes guys like me look good. You know, just knowing that if I can get it out there somehow, that, you know, he's going to, you know, try his best to come down with it.
So let's see if that combination goes to work again. First down, Alabama, 38-yard line. Jelks is in there at the I-back spot. Has the ball. Speedster, freshman, trying to come outside and does. And will have a first down as he crosses midfield to the Auburn 49, close to the 48.
Alabama receivers did a great job of blocking. Handoff right here. Jelks going to go around in. Kind of a surprise play. Good block there by Turner. And you see the wide receiver turning out on the man at the line of scrimmage. And Jelks has good eyes, vision, cuts inside for the game.
49 of Auburn, first down Tide. They lead 13-0. Turner, the fullback, rolls to the 46, and there's a penalty flag.
Keith, while we were talking about the penalty, the Auburn coaches said to me yesterday, the one thing they couldn't afford in this ball game was if Alabama makes yardage running, we've got to force them into passing every down. That hasn't been the case. The Alabama running game has been successful enough to keep the Auburn defense off balance. As
holding the offensive line.
You can see the Auburn offense has been stopped completely by those figures.
The Golden Eagle.
You better wake this team up.
Tough-looking customer, isn't he? The penalty moves the football. A holding call moves it back to the 44 from the Auburn 49. So it's first down and 20 for the Tide. Shula bootlegs it out and keeps it. And will get to the Alabama 49 for a 5-yard pickup on the play. The Mixed Team Classic. Next week, ladies joining the men. You'll see Saturday at 1 o'clock Eastern, and then again Sunday, the final round at 2:30 Eastern time. Most of the top names, I think, are taking part. Ladies and gentlemen. It is now second down and about 13. Got all day, goes all the way across the field from Whitehurst, but Clay had turned down and was not able to come back to it. That was almost a dump-off.
That's exactly what it was, Keith. The screen pass was called, and Auburn defense read it perfectly. Nothing there. So Shula just gets rid of it to avoid the loss.
And it brings up third down and 13. Miami out to a 13-0 lead over Notre Dame. Second quarter, game down in Miami. 5 minutes and 36 seconds to play here at Legion Field in Birmingham, and Alabama leading Auburn 13-0. Shula gets heat and goes down on the defensive charge of middle guard Harold Hallman. Hallman was playing tricks in the line. He moved out of his nose guard position that time, looped off the tackle, got it.
Hallman, the 94. That's what we call a twist. That Keith called it. The tackle comes inside, the nose guard goes outside, and he's free. He's completely free. Good quickness, not very big, but all Southeastern Conference last year.
Chris Moore is in for his second punt, 55-yarder, his first time today. Trey Gaines is deep for Auburn. No pressure on Moore. Didn't get all of it. Gaines comes up to the 23. Oh, look at this. Trey Gaines found some daylight. And he breaks it all the way out to the 46-yard line where Mike Bobo brought him down.
Wide receivers have to sometimes take a beating on man for man. Right here you say Bivens, number 17, is wide receiver, and number 40, Johnson, comes across and hits him right there, and that's downfield. The ball hadn't been thrown, but I would say that's illegal. Even though the ball had not been thrown, I would say that's an illegal tactic.
Got 14 eyes and 22 players. Back goes Washington on first down to throw, and he's got a man wide open, Weigand, and Weigand is thrown out of bounds at the 9-yard line of Alabama.
For some reason, the Alabama defense broke down, Keith. First down pass. We've talked about the fake in the backfield destroys the pass coverage. For some reason, Alabama disappears on pass defense. Nobody there. Look how wide open Weigand is. Nobody around. Finally, number 37, I guess that's Turner, knocks him out of bounds. Here's Bennett, number 97. Watch him try to rush the passer. Wallace, he finally gets away from Wallace, and he sticks Washington right there.
But the damage was done, and on first down and goal, it's Tommy Agee from the 9 to about the 7. Pickup of 2 yards on the play. That pass play from Washington to Weigand, good for 47 yards.
And a first down pass, Keith. Alabama's lulled into sleep, thinking, well, Auburn's going to run the football on first down. Good fake in the backfield. Receivers wide open.
Don't believe you're going to beat much of it. You're not going to beat a good football team anymore if you can't throw a little bit.
Got to throw some, Keith.
Second down and goal. Jackson. Touchdown, Auburn. Chris Johnson for the extra point. Low snap, handled well by the holder, Lewis Colbert. And the kick is good. And the Tigers are back in it.
When Bo Jackson gets his shoulders turned parallel to the line of scrimmage, watch out, because that means he can go right or left or straight ahead, and he has the speed and the power to do it. Touchdown result.
13-7 ball game now. Gaines' punt return gave Auburn its best field position for the start of a possession. A pass from Washington to Weigand, and now watch determination personified.
Oh, the Auburn offensive line just knocked them out of there, blew them out, opened a hole that Jackson went right through. When he saw that pay dirt, There was no denying it.
His fulcrum was lower than Vernon Wilkinson.
Yeah, low man wins, Keith. Low man wins.
Bobby Humphrey is deep. Chris Johnson will kick off for the Tigers. 6:04 to go in the first half. Well, that's a good kick. There'll be no return of that one. You wonder what Bo Jackson was thinking about? Well, let's ask him. Comment yesterday. Can't do it, though. One man can't do it. 20-yard line for Alabama now. They lead 13-7. Jelks and Turner set behind Shula. And this is Turner, the fullback. And he comes up to the 23, where Andre Bruce and Russ Carricker collar him.
Here's the Tiger scoring drive. Keith already mentioned the punt return. Give him a chance to get started, but the throwing on first down surprised the Alabama defense, and 40-yard completion, setting up the touchdown.
Second down, 7. Little delay, goes to Jelks, the speedster from Gadsden, and he's across the 30 to the 32, and a first down as Pat Thomas brought him down, and here's Tim Brandt.
Keith, on the Auburn extra point, Big John Hand, the defensive tackle for Alabama, went down. He got hit on the outside of his knee and pushed it inward. They've been looking at the knee. It's wrapped very tightly. They brought out some crutches. They're going to put it on ice. The doctors are still evaluating it, but Big John Hand, the man who's been putting the pressure on Auburn, is out right now with a sore knee.
Boy, that would be a severe loss for their defensive front. Angelo Stafford, special teams player, was also hurt on that extra point try. Shula back to throw. Bell down the middle. Was it intercepted? Nope. They're going to say no. I thought Tom Powell had a hold of it because there was a massive collision in the air, and Powell seemingly came down with it. Another look.
Powell, 6 interceptions. Keith, I've never seen a better play by the safety man. He comes charging up there and knocks that ball loose, and I don't know who comes down with it. Maybe it falls to the ground.
Well, it's still rolling around.
Yeah, it's loose, rolling around. But the break on the ball by Powell was outstanding, at least 10 yards.
And it's second down and 10. Shula throwing again. Got some heat, ducks away from it. You look at that number 95, Gerald Robinson. You want to know why he's an all-conference player? You just saw an example of it right there.
Robinson had 9 sacks this season. Big and strong. He's bigger than most defensive ends in college football. 255 pounds, and when he comes from that outside, he's faster than an offensive tackle and overpowers the back if he's assigned to blocking.
That rocker, though, there goes John Hand to the clubhouse. They're going to have a look at the knee. But Tracy Rocker, that big freshman, 260-pounder, was in the bottom of that stack. What a huge loss that would be for Alabama's defensive unit if Hand can't play anymore today. Timeout is called by Alabama. That's the last one. They do not have any more remaining for this first half of play at 5 minutes and 59 seconds to go. Auburn has put themselves back into this game. The 27-yard line where it is third down and 16. Chooses to do. Will they go after him?
No, they're going to defend, Keith.
Defend. They don't show blitz.
Yeah, they got double coverage everywhere across.
Shula's pass will be into the bench, incomplete. And now Chris Moore will be called on to kick him out of trouble. His last one was a 38-yarder. 5:52 to go in this first half, and it's 13-7. Trey Gaines will go deep for Auburn.
Trey Gaines 2 years ago ran the punt back for a touchdown against Tennessee that was the difference in the ball game.
Oh, my goodness. Boy, these two punters are putting on a show. That's all the way back to the 16. And Gaines is caught and thrown down at the 24. That was a mere 58-yard punt and a 9-yard return. And here's Jim.
Well, let's take a look.
And Auburn comes up with a first down at their own 24. Washington gives to Jackson, and he goes up the middle with it. Pops 2 tacklers and runs over another one, and a first down at the 44-yard line. A 20-yard pickup.
That's the vintage Jackson that we've seen all the last 4 years. Watch this. Watch him get his shoulders turned. Now he's going north and south. Watch him break through that wood arms there. Another one right there. 2 tackles. And he makes extra yardage as he runs over the safety man.
Auburn lethargic in the first quarter. Sharper, tougher here in the second quarter. Back goes Washington on first down. Throws, and he's lucky to get it back because number 27 of Alabama, Kermit Kendrick, was in front of the intended receiver, Trey Gaines, and with some degree of luck might have come up with it.
The best rusher maybe in the Southeastern Conference, number 97, Cornelius Bennett. Let's see what they do to keep him out of it. Oh, there's 30, Agee, the fullback, hits him with that headgear. Legally uses his hand and pushes it around the passer. Good blocking by Agee, the fullback.
Second down and 10 now for the Tigers. Jackson, look at that. He rides along. You think you've got him, but suddenly you realize you don't, and he picks up 4 or 5 yards.
The best plays that Auburn has run with Jackson are up the middle, Keith, all tackling up the middle. Every time they tried to go wide with him, which was their favorite play coming into this game, the Alabama defense was there.
He's had it 11 times so far for 49 yards, picked up 4 on that carry. Third down and 6 with 4 minutes and 35 seconds to go in the first half. 13-7, Alabama leads. Washington gives to Jackson again, and he's into the stack, but he keeps on surging and surging, but he will come up about a yard short of his first down.
One other time in this ball game, Jackson came up short by half a yard, and Auburn kicked the ball. Now they're thinking carefully about going for it. They've got a strategy meeting, and they are going for it. 2 tight ends.
There's a little difference here, though. The last time they were way back on their side of the field. Right now, the ball is on the Alabama 47.
Still a pretty good gamble, though, Keith, with Auburn having the momentum.
They got to take a timeout here because, they're down to 4 seconds on the 25-second clock, and they spend a timeout.
Let's put it in perspective. Even if they make the first down, they might not have time to score. I think it's a poor risk unless they get the long run out of Jackson.
Give Alabama the ball in case they don't make it. Sends Colbert in to punt on 4th down, a yard and a half. Hits it down the sideline, trying to kill it deep. Tail dragger takes a big bounce, goes into the end zone. 47-yard punt. Alabama's ball at their own 20. Here's Jim.
All right, quickly, Keith, here's what happened today in college basketball. Many polls.
Let's see. They've got 2 people together. So they're double up on wide receivers outside. Go with the running play, hit, ball loose. Shula covers, and Alabama's back inside the 5.
They called it down, Keith. They called it down, yeah. And I think that's a good call. The ball carrier's momentum had stopped. You be the judge. Once the momentum has stopped, anything that happens after that. Now, the play is over right there. If he throws him back, they bring the ball back to that spot right there, Keith.
That was Gary Kelly, number 42, a sophomore from Birmingham, and laid that lick on Gene Jelks.
You'll remember that the rest of this ball game. That was a tremendous blow.
He lost about 4 yards, so it's second down and 14, back near the 16. Ball goes to Jelks again. He's going to try to bounce it outside, and he can't do it. And the Auburn defense has shut down Alabama's offense.
Let's brag on the Auburn defense. They went into the game after a fumble by their offense, after a long punt return, did what they're supposed to do, forced a field goal. Alabama ended up with 6 points rather than a possible 14 points, and Auburn is still in the game. Close. That's what they have to do. Keep it close.
Now with a 3rd down and 13 coming up for Alabama. 2 minutes and 38 seconds to play in the first half. Auburn calling the timeout leaves them 1. They right now think they can stop Alabama 1 more play and force the Tide to punt it and maybe get pretty good field position for something of their own.
Well, their strategy in punting on the 4th and short was that defense go out there and force the punt after 3 downs, and we'll be right back where we were without having to gamble.
They got 5 defensive backs on the field right now. Shula dumps it off to Turner, and Craig picks up a first down for Alabama. Good call.
Well, it's not only a good call, it's a safe call. Looks like there's a penalty flag. Keith, is that a penalty flag way over on the boundary over there?
There was something laying over there that's
looks yellow. Great play, the screen pass.
Pick it up. They're going to eat it.
And Turner comes out. Powell finally makes the play, but not before the first down.
Harold Hallman, the middle guard, number 94, put a plant on Mike, but he got up all right. And the Tide owns the ball. First down up at the 33 as the flag is picked up and waved off. And so Auburn spent a timeout hoping that they could force Alabama to the punt. Now the Crimson Tide will get 4 more snaps with 2 minutes and 29 seconds to go in the first half and leading 30-7.
Shula will be real careful with that ball, Keith.
Goes for Bell. Bell comes back to the ball and makes the catch, and a penalty flag is thrown as he tumbles down at the 29 of Auburn in front of Kevin Porter.
Porter, the defensive back, never played the football. All he was doing was playing the man, and Bell was still seeing the football. And once Bell went back to catch it, Porter couldn't do anything about it. Watch this. Carefully notice that the man-to-man coverage, Porter has his back to the ball. Watch what he does. As Bell looks for the ball, Porter should come back and make the play. But Bell never tips it off. Now Porter turns, but his momentum takes him on past the ball, and the great Al Bell jumps up and catches it.
38-yard pickup, first down Alabama, Auburn 29, 2 minutes to go, first half. Shula checking off. Gives it to Jump. And he gets to the 25.
Alabama does not have any more timeouts. And a field goal here would be a big play. Would put Auburn two scores behind, either 2 touchdowns or
that little dump pass to Turner just blew everything up in the Tigers' face, didn't it?
It sure did. Great call, knowing that Auburn was going to rush the pass and set up the screen perfectly.
Second down, 6.
Blitz.
From the 25. They show blitz. Pass is away. The pass is thrown short. Bell was out there and would have had the first down at about the 18, but it short hopped. And now you've got 1 minute and 14 to go in the first half, and we got one more next Saturday in Norman, Oklahoma. SMU and Oklahoma.
We'll get to see Jamel Holloway again, the freshman 18-year-old Oklahoma quarterback, but we'll have a chance to see Reggie DePard, the SMU tailback, who has had 4 great seasons, maybe one of the most unheralded backs in America.
Third down and 6. Shula's in trouble, gets it away down the middle, and he's incomplete. He was trying to force one to Greg Richardson. He wanted Bell, but Bell had gone to the far corner of the end zone, and Mike would have had to throw the ball the better part of 40 yards to get it to him. And besides that, there was a blue shirt right with him. In comes Van Tiffin now, and he'll put his kicking tee down at the 32, and it'll be a 42-yarder. He's hit one from 26 and one from 32, and he's 7 out of 13 between 40 and 50 this year. The holder is Larry Abney. Kick is plenty of leg, and it's good. And a penalty flag.
Alabama Auburn jumped off sides, Keith, and so they will assess it on the kickoff. Boy, that was a great drive engineered by Mike Shula.
1:02 to go in the first half of play, and here's a look at the Auburn campus. 1:02 to go here at Legion Field in Birmingham. 16-7, a 9-point lead. 3 field goals for Alabama and 1 long touchdown drive.
Can't say too much about the effectiveness of Mike Shula. Critical time, 2.5 minutes on the clock, and he takes them down, throwing a big pass to Al Bell, setting up the field goal.
But the big play was that third down and long to the fullback Turner, wasn't it?
The screen call.
Just a little dump.
Yep.
Little things add up to the big sum. Van Tiffin pops this one straight up in the air. It is bobbled by Auburn, but they finally cover it. Curtis Stewart finally gets on the ball for the Tigers at the 23. Jim.
And as Bo Jackson picks up the tempo in Birmingham.
2 big years left. He stays healthy. He'll be a sight time he's through for George Perlis at Michigan State. Washington going to throw it on first down to the sideline. Did he catch it?
Yes.
Freddie Wagan comes up with it. There was an Alabama man, Freddie Robinson, diving for it. And Wagan shows good hands on this one. Great concentration.
Throwing for the boundary. The pass is a little bit delayed, and you can see Robinson, as Keith mentioned, coming right in front. Had a shot at the interception.
Couldn't get out. Auburn with a timeout left. 45 seconds to go first half. Washington unloads it to the sidelines the other way, and it is good to Trey Gaius, a junior from Cairo, Georgia, and he caught it in front of Vernon Wilkinson.
Down and out. How do you go down the field in a two-minute offense? Try to hit the sidelines and put one foot in bound as he has possession of the ball. Perfect. Very legal. Stop
And
the clock.
it's resting at the Alabama 49 with 39 seconds to play in the first half. Bo Jackson not in the lineup. Washington throwing. Has a man. Gaius threw it too high. My goodness, he had him open.
Keith, if he'd have hit that particular pass, they'd been well within the field goal range. He was open, coming across the middle, but the pass was thrown behind.
Yeah, he didn't have to throw it that quick either. No. He could have waited.
That's right, Keith. He threw it too hard. Should have put it in there with tissue paper because Gaius was wide open. Alabama secondary playing very deep to try to stop the bomb. They're schooled to do that under these situations.
Second down and 10. Getting good pass protection down the middle. Gaius got it wide open inside the 25, down to the 23. At 27 seconds to go in the first half.
Beautiful, beautiful throw by Washington. Right over the middle. Gaius didn't break stride. He protected the ball as he got some rough treatment from the secondary of Alabama, which is what they're schooled and taught to do.
You got 27 seconds to play in the first half, and Auburn has just spent its last timeout.
All right, Keith, let's talk about the field goal kicker of Auburn, who's had a rough year.
Yeah, but you've got time to throw the ball in the end zone.
Oh, yeah,
twice.
I'm not going to the, I'm down the line a little bit. I'd like to get that. I don't want to come away from this without at least a field goal. 27 seconds and no timeout. It means if they make another first down, they'll probably use the old stop the clock play and then call another play for the touchdown, and if they can't make it, get the field goal. But they need one more completion.
Well, if they were to kick it at this point, it'd be 41 yards.
That's Jack Crow. Pat Dow on the right, talking to him on the right of the camera. Oh, Jack Crow is the offensive coordinator up in the booth, 4 out of 9 for Washington, talking to him, telling him what to do. Not only this play, Keith, but he's got to explain to him what our plans are going to be.
Got to call two plays right here, because you got to. If the first one doesn't work, then you got to hustle. And has Jackson gone back? No. Bo Jackson's a pretty good pass receiver.
Well, they have a slip screen to Jackson. He averaged 24 yards of reception on it against Georgia, the first ones they've thrown to him this season. Oh, man-for-man blitz. Here comes the blitz. Wide open.
Got him, too. Whoa, did they get him? Wayne Davis, 6'4", 210 from Gordo, Alabama.
Boy, that hurts. It takes them into a very long field goal, even though they can stop the clock here.
Clock running, 12 seconds to go first half. Washington stands up, flips it, and sends complete. That kills your clock. And now you're talking about field goal. You're talking about a big baby. You're talking about a cannon.
Well, he's got a little bit of wind help coming from right to left, kind of a quarterly wind, it seems, Keith. Yeah, that's a 50, 40, 50-yard about.
Right, that's the 49. They put it down on the 39, so he'll go from 49. He's 2 out of 3 between 40 and 50. Lewis Colbert holds it, gets it down. Chris Johnson hits it. A lot of leg on it. It's good. He hit it. And the first half is over. That's the longest kick in his career. 49-yarder. To make your halftime score, Alabama 16 and Auburn 10. Here's Tim Brandt.
Well, they came on you here late in the half. I'm not going to ask you if you've seen Mike Sharper. You probably have, but have you ever seen Mike Shula smarter?
Well, he's been smart all year. He's not doing anything that surprises anybody. We just felt like we were going to have to throw it and make some big chunks to beat a good Auburn team. And we've had some success there early, and then we bogged down late, and they come back at the end of the first half and go in the locker room just after putting some points on the board. We've got to go in and rejuvenate ourselves and come back pumped up.
Well, Mike's not taking a sack. He's throwing away. He's reading very well. Yeah. Special teams has been the key in this one. You've got a kid.
We're playing hard. Our group are fired up.
You've got a kid playing with a broken hand, a broken leg, and they're still playing the ball game.
Well, they love the game. They love this game.
Good luck the second half. It's fun. Two teams from the same state. One ranked, one not. And right now, just 6 points separate them.
Not to be abused. They just need to handle things a little better. And here comes Alabama. Bobby Humphrey returns the second half kickoff. They had won the toss, deferred the reception of the kickoff in the second half, and they'll start at their 26. While Gerald Robinson leads the Auburn offense onto the field at 255 pounds. Tracy Rocker weighs in at 260. Then you got Harold Hallman at 235 and Gerald Williams at 270 pounds. Gary Kelly at 6'2 and 220. Pat Thomas is in there at 225 at backer, and Russ Carricker 215 at linebacker. And Alabama now comes out with the same offensive unit that started the ball game. Mark Shula lines it up at quarterback, sends Bell in motion and pitches back to Gene Jelks, who finds some daylight, cutting it back off the tackle shoulder and picks up about 7 yards. Kevin Porter is one of the cornerbacks at 195 for Auburn. The other corner is Jimmy Warren, 175 pounds. The safeties at strong, Arthur Johnson, 6'2", 195, and Tom Powell, 5'10", at 195. Ball is out at the 32, and they need about 3.5 yards. Fullback Turner rolls off the first hit, rolls into the second hit, then digs in, and he's close to his first down, defending on the spot. It's the same lineup that started the ball game.
And kick off into the win, so Alabama got the ball and the win in the third quarter. The reason? Auburn won the win in the fourth quarter.
Third down and a short yard with Turner and Bobo in the backfield. The power alignment. And it goes to Turner. This is the same play that scored the touchdown, but this time Auburn was looking for it and denied it. Tracy Rocker and Pat Thomas, the principals on stopping Turner, and Alabama will have to punt.
You go to the well one time too many. This play has worked so successfully, but Auburn moved their defense over. Look at the blue shirts there to stop Turner and throw him back short of the first down.
Moore's punt, out of sight. Gaines calls a fair catch. The ball spins around and just barely dribbled into the end zone. A mere 65-yard punt.
We're seeing some great punting games.
John Hand will come back. Big guy from Sylacauga, playing with a sore knee, but he'll be in there at 275. Kurt Jarvis at 265, and Brent Soule at 255. The big three. Your backers are Cornelius Bennett outside, 215. Wayne Davis is inside at 210. Joe Godwin inside at 215, and outside the other end of it is Derek Thomas, 220, a freshman. Auburn's ball, first down at their 20. And Bo Jackson, the lone remaining back. You saw that alignment a couple of times in the first half, and Jackson picks up about 3 yards on the carry. Freddie Robinson is one of the corners at 175. Britt Cooper is the other corner, also at 175. The safeties, and we've not called their names a whole lot today. It was Rory Turner that made the big play to save the win last year. And Kermit Kendrick, a freshman who is in there at free safety. The offensive alignment, the same one that started the game for the Auburn Tigers. It is second down and 7 now. Ball out around the 23. Jackson again kind of ducks into the crowd, and then is where his muscle starts to appear as he gets underneath some of the defensive people riding on the offensive lineman. He starts banging away at you. But I said earlier, these two punters are putting on a show. And that simply tells you right there.
And, of course, Chris Moore is doing all of this with broken fibula in his left leg, not his kicking leg.
That stat's wrong, incidentally, because Moore just kicked 165 for his longest. 3rd down and 1 for Auburn. Jackson dives for the 1st down, and the spot that I see will give it to him, right on the 30.
The strategy for Auburn right now, going against the wind, Keith, be conservative. Make the 1st down. Keep Alabama's offense off the field. So their first 3 plays, that's the 1st down. Tight end Parks, tight end Middleton. Tight end Parks this time are the key blockers on this play, the sweep. Blocking on Lydell Mitchell right there. Gives Bo Jackson just enough room to get that ball on the 30-yard line for the 1st down.
I've got a point here I want to make right after this play. As Washington bootlegs it out, throws the ball, gets it to a wide-open Jeff Parks, the tight end. First time Parks has seen the ball all day long. He's got a 1st down across the 45.
Well, Parks hadn't been catching very many passes, just 10. But once again, 1st down pass catches Alabama in a running defense. Parks coming in behind Gaines, the wide receiver going deep. Another 1st down going against the wind.
It's a 16-10 ball game. And Auburn now starting a march from its 20. 1st down at the 45. Jackson bounces outside and takes it to the Alabama 48-yard line. Back in the days of Paul Bryant, the Tide used a lot of players. He never hesitated about going 50 deep on his roster. So far in the game today, Alabama has used only 30 players, while Auburn has used 49.
Coming into this ball game, both coaches admitted that Auburn is much deeper in personnel. They do play at least 2 teams on defense and a team and a half on offense, plus the special teams.
Fred Fullwood into the game for the first time today for the Auburn Tigers, replacing Bo Jackson on 2nd down and 4. And Fullwood carries into a crowd and will be about 2 yards short of the 1st down as Bennett decks him.
Every great team needs a dominant football player, one that will have an impact on the score of the game. Cornelius Bennett has been that all year. Here he goes around the tight end and has the speed, the power, the muscle to come in and make the play.
Actually, Auburn needs 3 yards with a crowd of 75,808 watching here at Legion Field in Birmingham. And the sun now beginning to fade away from us on this November 30.
Jackson is back in the ball game, Steve.
And they're set up in a power I alignment, and now Auburn gets caught, and they have to spend the timeout. And you don't like to do it this early in the 3rd quarter with 9-4
wishbone, so they'll have had a good week of practice plus another week to get ready.
1st down, Alabama, 13-yard line. Ball goes to Gene Jelks. Outside he comes. And up to the 20 for a 7-yard pickup is Brian Smith. Defensive end on that side brings him down.
Here we update the punting, the brilliant punting that we've seen today, both into the wind, Keith, and with the wind. You just don't see that very often in college or pro football. That's outstanding.
Well, they mark him just short of the 20. 2nd down, 3. 6:15 to go, 3rd quarter. Jelks had the ball swerved away from him, but it bounced right back to him, and he covers it and picks up a 1st down for Alabama.
Most of the rushing yardage by Alabama is done by a pair of freshman backs, Humphrey and Jelks. They've been alternating off and on during the year. Humphrey's had an injury 3 weeks ago, and Jelks has come into the lineup and just been outstanding, averaging 5.3 per rushing try, 59 yards today.
23-yard line. Bobby Humphrey in the backfield now for the Tide. Shula, 1st down pass, sideline, good. Whitehurst at the 33 about. I remember Whitehurst showing up in the Penn State game, and it was the first real tough action he had seen. Didn't play well at all. But since then, he's become a very dependable performer at that wide receiver position.
Fans, you probably think, how does a young man learn to do this? Catch the ball and get 1 foot in bounds so it's a legal reception. Keith, they work on that every day. Every pass coach works with those wide receivers. He puts them on that boundary, throws pass after pass so that they know where they are, they can catch it, and get 1 foot in bounds. Practice makes perfect.
Just short. Alabama scored 10 in the first quarter. Actually led at one point 13-0. Auburn came back to make it 13-7. Alabama added a field goal. So did Auburn. 16-10 at halftime, and that's where we are here in the third quarter.
Well, the first quarter belonged to Alabama. The second quarter turned dramatically in favor of Auburn. Although I don't think either team has the edge right now, Keith. I think they both are playing outstanding football.
Whitehurst and Bell are your wide receivers. Figures Turner here, but it is only second down. They might choose to air one out. Nope, they go for the first down with Turner up to about the 35.
Alabama has the win, and so they'll want to open up their offense in this quarter, try to get another touchdown. I think that's important for them, Keith, because their passing can be much more effective with the wind than it can going into the wind.
Yeah, Tim Brandt, it looks to us up here as if the wind has picked up a little bit. Do you feel it down there?
Keith, you really don't feel it that much down here on the field. You can see the flags up where you are, but no, there is very little wind, if any, down on the field itself.
Thank you. First down Tide, 35-yard line. Shula back to throw. Dumps it off to Turner. He's out there one-on-one and shakes him. And gets something out of it. He was in posture where he could have been taken down for a 5-yard loss for the strong safety Arthur Johnson, but he shook Johnson.
Shula looked downfield, Keith, and his ends were covered. So Alabama offense very wisely has a back out there you can dump the ball off to and make something.
Interesting ebb and flow of the game. Alabama had 105 yards in the first quarter to 19 for the Tigers. Second quarter, Auburn 133 to 73. Second down and 6 now. Shula rolls out. Want to run it. And he'll have a first down as he dives to the 49.
Good defenses should not let the quarterback out of the pocket. Somebody should be out there containing the quarterback. 99 Hill is a tackle. He's not going to do it, although he does force him back to the inside where someone else could make the play. But not before the first down.
6:10 to go, third quarter. Offside by Auburn, but Jelks gets around the corner, and Jelks tiptoes down the sidelines and picks up a lot of yards with it.
That was a running pass, Keith. Bell was going deep. The Auburn secondary were back, but this 18-year-old freshman that threw the pass, setting up the tying touchdown against LSU a couple of weeks ago, has the presence of mind to pull the ball down. Now he's on a broken field because the defensive backs have already dropped back to cover the receivers.
James picked up 77 yards on 14 carries. First down Alabama near the Auburn 30. Looks a lot like that first quarter march, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Shula back. Down he goes. Sacked by Gerald Robinson. Third sack by the Tigers.
I'm not sure there wasn't an audible at the line of scrimmage, and the offensive lineman didn't hear it because Robinson, at the bottom of your screen, well, the tight end, I guess, yeah. Chandler was going to block him in, then run a delayed pass, Keith, but he didn't delay him enough to where Shula would have time to lay the ball off to him at the last minute. A little delayed pattern, Chandler should have blocked him longer before he released.
My loss of 10, second down and 20.
That's a big loss, too, Keith. Right in part of the field that the defense needs a big play.
Craig Turner, Gaithersburg, Maryland, 205 pounds. He runs bigger than that. He bangs in there and gets the ball down to the 36, picked up 4. So it's third down and very long now for Alabama, and Al Bell comes back into the lineup.
You have a receiver like Al Bell, you use him, you put him in motion, you try to get him in all types of patterns and put pressure on that defense where you can get the ball, the quarterback can, to your best receiver. Bell will probably go in motion here.
And he and Richardson take off. Shula puts it up in the air for Jelks coming out of the backfield. And then Jelks has a massive collision with Jimmy Warren as the ball sails beyond his reach. Fourth down.
Carrico was playing man-to-man on Jelks coming out of the backfield. Did a good job. Warren
here.
Deep.
You had a 49-yard field goal a little while ago by Chris Johnson. Van Tiffin comes out and will put the tee down at the 42, and he's going for a 52-yarder. He has kicked the 57-yarder. On its way. Nope. Just slid off. But I'll tell you, he had plenty of leg on it. He knocked the thing all the way up into the seats. Knocked the thing all the way up into the seat. He knocked the thing all the way up into the seat. He knocked the thing all the way up into the seat. He knocked the thing all the way up into the factor, and his coach says this.
He's smart. He's got a quick mind. He's got poise. He thinks very well on his feet in a clutch situation, in a tight situation. He can play. I've made the statement the last week or so to reporters. I've been asked the question, do you think he could play in the NFL? Mentally right now, as far as decision making, as far as knowledge of defenses and football itself, yes, he can play in the NFL.
Lofty praise, but right now he's got to watch as Auburn gets good field position. After Alabama went for the field goal and missed, they start at the 36, give it to Jackson, and he'll have 2.5.
One thing that Auburn is trying to do going into that win, give Jackson a lot of opportunities to maybe pop one for the long gain, and they're using 2 tight ends, 2 flankers, and 1 running back. Jackson is the lone back. He can run either direction or up the middle.
A 16-10 ball game. Alabama leading. 3:45 to go in the third quarter. Second down and 7. Again, they go to that double wing with Jackson the lone remaining back, and Washington puts it in the air, and it is incomplete, intended for Freddie Wiegand. Wiegand, I think, was out of bounds by the time the ball got there. Here's Tim Brent.
Keith, John Hand, the defensive tackle for Alabama, has been hurt again. He came out number 78. He took himself out of the ball game. It is not only his left knee, but it is also his left ankle that has been sprained. He says every time he gets touched, it's hurt. He took himself out. He is in some pain. We don't know if he's going to be back.
Big loss. Who's in there replacing Hand? Willie Ryle, the freshman, Phoenix City. Third down and 7. Auburn's ball in Washington. Getting heat from Bennett. Dumps it off to Jackson. Jackson with 2 men after him. Gets it out to the 42. That is short of the first down, and they've got to kick it away. Rory Turner, who made the big hit on Fullwood a year ago to save the game for the Tide, makes the hit that time on Jackson.
Bennett, once again, a factor in the football game as he penetrates. He recognizes they're going to dump the ball off. He comes outside and forces the ball right here to be thrown over his head. By doing this, the defensive men come up and are able to stop Jackson before he makes the first down.
Lewis Colbert into punt. This one goes up. Wynn catches it, knocks it almost straight down where Greg Richardson calls a fair catch. Alabama's ball. First down at their own 17. 16-10 with 2:48 to go. And here's Alabama now from their 17, leading by 6 points. First down. This is Craig Turner. He cut that one back and got a good gain out of it for about 5 yards. And we go back to New York. And Jim. Oh, we got a piece of the action in this one. Second down and 5. Jelks to the ball. He lost his footing as he tried to make his cutback. Pat Thomas was waiting for him and brought him down.
Defense is a well-played football game. Both defenses just doing their job, stopping the long game, good pursuit, gang tackling, both offenses handling the ball beautifully, no turnovers, other than that first one on the sack of the passer. Just a well-played game as we look at Washington, who really made some great throws in that second quarter. His confidence got to be helped.
Power backfield in there, Bobo and Turner. worked for one touchdown. Last time they went for the first down and get it. They fake it. Shula throws it down the middle, and it is off the hands of tight end Howard Cross. Well, Alabama's tight ends don't seem to run through the ball. I remember the Penn State game, Chandler didn't do it and dropped a pair of big ones, and here, Cross reaching back.
Keith, it's short yardage. You're not going to have any coverage. Look at the two Alabama receivers there.
He should have caught that ball.
I think he had it in his hands, and Warren 45 knocked it out.
A punt.
Didn't turn it over, Keith.
Nope, never got it to turn over, and it's going to be a fair return on this one by Gaines. He took it at the 30, and Trey Gaines brings it back to the Alabama side of the field at the 47. 46-yard punt, and an 18-yard return. Gives his team very good field position at the Alabama 47. They trail by 6 points. Bo Jackson lines up behind Tommy Agee, and they give it to Agee. And Alabama has stifled that fullback play all day as the penalty flag comes flying out of the hands of
the back judge. Yeah, way back there, Keith. Way back there. He's to watch. The back judge is keying on the tight end. If the tight end uses his hands illegally, he can make the call. That's the 7th man on the officiating crew to try to get better coverage of the tight end blocking and also being held up at the line of scrimmage on pass patterns. Let's see if we can tell if it is the tight end. Yes, the right hand goes out. The right hand on 87 Middleton is outside the body. The frame of the body, immediately, it's illegal.
And that takes Auburn back near the 42. And Jackson's run there won't get him a whole lot, up to about the 45. And so it brings up second down. They have got to go to the Alabama, pretty close to the Alabama 37-yard line to have a first down.
One thing that Auburn has done, though, Keith, is I remember when coaching in that third quarter, when you're going against the wind, if you can just get out of that quarter without any points scored against you, you're trailing only by 6 points, you've done your job.
They need about 18 yards on second down. Washington looks. Throws it deep. Could be intercepted. And what are they going to do? Going to put him down at the 1?
Put him down to 3, Keith.
Ernest Kendrick.
Where the interception takes place on the 3, his momentum takes him into the end zone. The ball comes back to where he first had control of the ball. Play action pass, throwing deep. If I was Pat Dye, I would say that's better than a punt. I'm kind of glad he intercepted that and let him start there. And then after 7 seconds,
well, I think going into the Freddie Robinson hadn't run into him, he might have been able to get his footing and turn it back upfield.
Well, he could have. One receiver down the field, Keith, he could have returned it for a nice yardage.
Right. Lawyer Tillman was the intended receiver. But it's Alabama's ball outside the 3, first down. And time runs out here in the third quarter. And Craig Turner carries for a short pickup to about the 6. And the third quarter is over. It's 16-10 Alabama. We will continue. From our local station. Go to great pains to remind you that it is not the Auburn War Eagles, it's the Auburn Tigers. The battle cry is War Eagles. And Alabama now with the ball on second down and 7. The ball out near the 6-yard line. Neither team scoring in the third quarter. This is Craig Turner trying to find some daylight. He does to the 10. And they'll be looking at third down and 4. Monday night, the Chicago Bears may be looking as customers of the season. I don't know that's truly so, but I do know this. The Miami Dolphins, when they zero in on you, can give anybody a ball game.
Oh, the Chicago Bears, they play a lot of man-to-man pass defense. They'd be questionable where they can against Duper and Clayton.
Jimmy McMahon still laid up. Steve Fuller gets the call at quarterback for the Bears. Blitz is on. They bounce it outside with Jelks for a big gain. He may go. It is a foot race. Powell is going to save the touchdown. Tom Powell had just enough of an angle to bring the freshman down. So everybody in Gadsden jump up and applaud.
What a tremendous run. Fake pass and run. The lineman stepped back and let the blitz go all inside. The secondary are playing man for man, and when that happens, watch out. Where's the defense? Where is the defense? They're playing man for man. There was a tremendous block downfield by the wide receiver, which let Jelks go another 15 yards.
He's only a freshman, and he's the leading ground gainer in the ball game. 119 yards. First down after 49, and here comes Bobby Humphrey, another freshman running back from Birmingham, and he slashes down to about the 40. Where'd they put him? 42.
Look at this stat for the Crimson Tide. Have not lost a fourth quarter lead this season. That means that they play hard in the fourth quarter, Keith. They know what they're doing. They don't give the game up. They don't by turnovers. They play smart football.
That stat you said that Alabama never lost a fourth quarter lead can't be right, because Georgia game, the opening.
But they came back. They came back and won. They lost it, but they got it back. When the game was over, they were ahead.
Don't confuse me. I got enough trouble with 100 football players.
They are playing a lot of numbers in this ball game.
They've ruled it first down for Alabama, and it's at the Auburn 41 after the measurement. 13:45 to play in the game. Alabama touchdown here would be so big you couldn't hardly count it.
The third big test for the Auburn defense coming up, Keith.
First down. And Shula wants to throw it.
Going right by Porter.
Richardson's down there, and it's intercepted in the end zone by Kevin Porter.
Richardson went right by Porter, but the ball hung into the wind. That's the advantage of having the fourth quarter. Wind to your back. Fake of the running play. Richardson running the streak pattern. Porter, number 3, has been beaten on the play momentarily, but the ball's held up. He comes back and intercepts it, and Auburn has it at the 20.
Up 75. They trail 16-10. John Hand back in the game as Alabama now sends its aces in, trying to contain Auburn on its end of the field here in the fourth quarter with 13:15 to play in the game, and Bo Jackson will have a couple of yards on that carry.
If Auburn is going to win, Keith, it's going to have to be by a long run by Jackson or some passing by Washington. I just don't believe they can drive the ball down without some passing against this Alabama defense.
Jackson carried 19 times, and A.G. Washington Fullwood total of 7. Jackson again. There he goes. And he's close to his first down.
I'm sure that Auburn will be thinking about somewhere in this fourth quarter, if they don't get a touchdown, some trick play. On that last play, a little misdirection. Here's Bennett, number 97. Right here. They're going to get him right here with a fullback and the center. That is a fairly good double-team block, particularly with the quarterback going in the other side of the field, or the halfback with the ball, I should say.
Just short of his first down. 3rd and 6 inches. They give it to the up man, Reggie Ware, in there at fullback, 240-pounder from Huntsville, and he gets the first down. Just pure brute strength out past the 33.
This Alabama defense has been effective all season long, playing just basic lineups, not anything fancy. Seldom do they blitz. They change philosophy only if you get down to the threat of the goal line.
Jerry Fade over there, an Alabama grad. Jerry's over there guarding the yard marker here. Make sure they do right. Says he's about ready to go back on the pro tour. Finally solved the cartilage problem in his shoulder. They give it to Jackson. Jackson running with abandon now is close to another first down.
One thing that Jackson's doing, Keith, he's getting a little momentum from the offensive line, giving him a chance. He has had very little opportunity to make any cuts. But watch, once again, right here, Bennett, number 97, away from the play. You don't give up. You don't give up. Anybody on the football field has a chance to make the play if they want to. Bennett falls back in and helps with a tackle.
It'll be second down and not more than a yard, probably a little less than. They go back inside with the big fullback. Wagee's back in the game now, and Tommy will have the first down for the Auburn Tigers. So Well, the grunts have it right now, don't they? They're pounding it out. The infantry is marching.
Now, this is Auburn style. This is what they'd like to do. Never put the ball in the air. They only threw 5 touchdown passes and ran for 33. That shows you how dominant they've been running the football.
Yeah, their average is out about 4 to 1 on the season. 4 runs to 1 pass. Jackson again. He's got 9 more yards.
The one thing that the coaches say about Bo Jackson is that he can use power or he can use the moves, and his instincts tell him what to use right there. As Godwin, number 90, the linebacker, hits him head on, but Jackson continues for extra yard.
Got 9. Second down, a half a yard. Oh, they're just pounding at him right now. Fullback again goes into the middle, and A.G. again has a first down for Auburn. And this time, Alabama is going to see that football put down around their own 39-yard line. Now they got to do a little stunt and twisting or something.
That's right, Keith. You beat me to the punch. I think the change of philosophy of Alabama, either this series or no later than the next, they're going to have to make something happen. Bo has now gone over 100 yards with not much blocking. Believe me, he has not had the amount of blocking in this game that he's had all season long.
Call it the Alabama 38. Jackson again. You see him start right, come back left. He got a heck of a block over there from number 75, Steve Wilson, and away he went.
Keep 2 tight ends. You block everybody across the line. All good runners know that if you cut back against the grain, there are very few people over there because the majority of the defense had chased in the direction you start. Jackson is great at cutting back, picked up another first down.
So he's got 115 yards.
And so much for my theory that they're going to have to throw.
Fullback A.G. And he very well may have another Auburn first down, and they're just tearing the middle of the Alabama defensive front apart right now.
Well, Pat Dye, as we said earlier, was an offensive and defensive guard and 190 pounds. This is what he believes football is all about. The fourth quarter, if you run the football consistently, you can win the games most of the time running the football in that fourth quarter. You wear down the opposing team's defense.
8 minutes and 50 seconds to play in the football game. Alabama leading 16 to 10. Washington is sacked on a first down passing call. Washington is sacked by Cornelius Bennett.
How many times have we seen and talked about over the course of the season when a great player has to rise to the occasion and make the play? The great player, when everything looks bad, he makes the sack. Cornelius Bennett threw him for a loss.
Bennett just called a timeout at 8:27. Close to a 10-yard loss on the sack by Cornelius Bennett. Auburn has the ball now back at the Alabama 26. They've got to go close to the 7 of Alabama to get the first down. So you're looking at the better part of 19 yards on second down. Cornelius Bennett, after the sack, immediately called timeout. The entire defensive team went to the sideline. Let's see if they change their defensive tactics now.
Double covering receivers.
Washington back to throw on second and long. Loops it up to the sidelines, and it is incomplete as number 14, Freddie Wagan, was trying to come back to the sidelines in front of Kermit Kendrick.
When you have a player like Cornelius Bennett, number 97, you tell your offense, whoever's blocking on him, you better do the job. Number 75, the offensive tackle comes right out there. Steve Wilson does a nice job and drives him all the way around the pass.
And Wilson has made 3 big blocks in this possession for Auburn.
He's playing for the injured Wallace, who got hurt in the second quarter, who's been their starting left tackle. Man for man, Keith, the blitz.
Third down and 19, the blitz coming, dumped off. Jackson got it, got blockers in front of him. Jackson is inside the 10, dives to the 5. First and goal, Auburn. Jan Cowart, the right guard of Auburn, is down on the field and hurt. Coming down to throw a block in behalf of Jackson's effort.
Pat Dye told me that he put in the slip screen for Bo Jackson against Georgia. He caught it twice for 48 yards. Here it is, a slip screen where he fakes a block on the end, goes out and catches the ball with a couple of blockers out in front of him. Now he's turned down the field. Poor old Vernon Wilkinson's got to shake the blocker, wing in, and makes the tackle. That's a sensational play. Yeah. His own man knocks his balls over the leg of Cowart, number 53.
He's a big junior from Galion, Alabama, 235 pounds. He's been a starting guard for a couple of seasons.
Oh, yeah. 53 gets knocked back into Jackson by...
Twisted that leg going
number
down.
90, linebacker Joe Godwin, knocked Cowart back into Jackson.
Twisted his leg as he went down, and he's got to be helped off the field. Oh, I hate to see that.
Oh, Keith. Those knees are so vulnerable to plays like that. And most of the injuries I've seen happen when somebody else falls across your leg downfield or back in the line of scrimmage.
It is first down and goal, Auburn. Ball just inside the 5. This the 13th play of this possession, which started back at the Auburn 20. Ball goes to Bo Jackson. He slants it over the left side and fakes to the 3. You've got 7:56 to play in the ball game. Alabama leading by 6 points.
How many great defensive stands have we seen in recent years by the Alabama team? We think of some great ones.
I want to ask you a question before you get too involved with that.
Okay.
It's been a sellout drive by Auburn. I mean a sellout, gut-tough march, right?
Absolutely. Pat
a lot of time to play in the game. Art, suppose they go ahead and score here and get a 1-point lead. Alabama's got a lot of time to work with.
Yes, they do. With Mike Schuler, we've seen him come from behind many times.
This is Washington throwing into the end zone, man wide open, and he missed him. Number 82, Jeff Parks, the tight end. But let's suppose that Alabama could come back and get a point or two out of a field goal or something. The Auburn offense now has worked so hard. What's left?
Well, Washington, the quarterback, all catch-up drives are determined by the ability of the quarterback. Let me tell you, that was a tough call for Pat Dye to make. After Jackson picks up 2 yards, that's respect for the Alabama defense to throw the ball. A running team throw the ball on 2nd and 3.
Third down and goal from the 3. Washington down the line, dives. Didn't get there. He got close. It is now 4th down, and they need a half a yard. Vernon Wilkinson denied Washington the goal line with help from Joe Godwin. And now what do you do?
Well, we remember last year when Auburn had 4th and 2 feet on this part of the field, too, if I remember right, Keith, and they ran the play and didn't make it. Alabama winning. They're going to go for it. If they could just give it to Bo Jackson over the top, he might score with it.
Well, Jackson is not the blocker in this one. Jackson is the runner. They've got a power eye left. And Auburn calls time. They thought they were going to get dinged that time either by the clock time running out or by having a 12th man. They have 1 timeout remaining. Number 87, Middleton, was sprinting off the field. But as you look at the 25-second clock, it shows a big 0. By the time you got all this fancy communication now, and if you have the slightest disagreement or indecision in the conversation between the people upstairs and the transmission onto the field by those downstairs, you've used up your 25 seconds.
You're snapping the ball.
Sidelines for a visit, having spent their 2nd time out. And now they come back.
Here's the big play, Keith.
Cowart's out of there. Jackson dives. Touchdown! Tied with 7:03 to play in the game. Chris Johnson now. 24, perfect. Missed it. Penalty flag.
But Keith, it looks like somebody had 12 men on the field.
Back judge has to count him. He's the man that counts, right?
Absolutely.
He threw the flag.
If they throw the hands up over their head like that, that is 12 men on the field. That is that signal.
It's got to be Alabama, doesn't it?
Oh, yes. They know he signaled Alabama with 12 people. They're the ones that are likely to have 12 because of offense. It's hard to get 12 men lined up, but it could happen. Nope. He lies a yard and a half. At
Johnson's first miss of the season. Now he gets a reprieve.
We saw this, 2 years ago, Air Force and Notre Dame missed the extra point under the same circumstances, and Notre Dame had 12 men.
He nailed that one, and again, penalty flags are down. Look out. 2 flags back there in the end zone.
I believe it's the same penalty. Keith, if it is, it'll be assessed on the kickoff. Yep, they still had 12 out there.
Can you believe it?
That's the record.
Here's Jackson for the touchdown.
Keith, I was going to say, I don't think there's enough blocking for the average back, even a good back, to get in there. There's penetration by the Alabama team. Jackson leaves his feet right there, and all he has to do is break the goal line plane, an imaginary plane up from the goal line up. Evidently, he...
extra point that he had missed. He made the second try. Alabama is penalized 15 yards, and they will kick off from the Alabama 45. Chris Knapp pops it in the air. Alabama's going to fumble it around, and Auburn's got a chance to get it. Ball goes out of bounds. Whoa. Alabama will have it.
Keith, I think that's a brilliant call by Auburn. They execute what we call a deep onside. Since they're kicking off from the 45, you kick it high across the field, giving your men a chance to get down there. Should they juggle it, you ought to have the ball, but the Auburn players overran it. Number 41, Thomas, could have gotten the ball, but his feet slipped out from under him. The ball goes out of bounds and belongs to the receiving team.
Alabama needs a little composure right here.
Well, Mike Shula has done it before, and he's the man that put...
A lot of time, 6 minutes and 58 seconds, and the ball is out at the 11. Jelks and Turner behind Shula. Bell in motion. The ball goes to Jelks. He is hit behind the line of scrimmage and loses a yard. Tracy Rocker and Russ Carricker.
Tracy Rocker did the damage, Keith, and remember, he's just a freshman. I've never heard of a freshman lineman leading a team in tackles. 87 coming into this ball game. That is the first, as long as I've been associated with college football, for a freshman tackle to lead the team in total tackles.
Probably another one of those 18-year-olds, 260 pounds.
Number 74, right there.
Loss of a yard, second down, 11 at the 10. Does Alabama dare throw here?
Yes.
Shula will. Sideline pattern. Bell, fingertip catch. Penalty flags are down. Let's see about the flag. The catch was good for a first down, but I think when Richardson came downfield, he got nailed, and that's what drew the flag. There's a holding call.
Keith, that's a great call.
They're holding Richardson, but Bell makes the catch for the first down anyway, so they'll decline the penalty.
This is what they did to Richardson, number 17. They're playing man for man. Number 6, Bivens, grabs his shoulder with his left hand. That is flagrant. Flagrant penalty right there. Now, watch the catch of Bell. I don't think that I've ever seen a better catch. Watch him right here. The ball is overthrown. He catches it over the shoulder, gets hit, holds on to it.
Here comes Jelks up the middle. Pops it big. It's a foot race to the corner. He's on his way. Howell's got a shot at him. Closing ground. Touchdown. No flags.
no substitute for speed. Remember when Ray Perkins told us before the Georgia game, the speed that this young man had was something special. He had an extra gear, something that most backs don't have, that acceleration through the line and another gear to outrun the Auburn secondary.
Well, he totals 192 yards today on 18 carries, and Alabama is back in front 22-17.
How do you describe? Good blocking, lets him cut back. Once again, the great runners, they cut back because most of the Auburn defense was coming in this direction. When he once cuts back, there was not an Auburn player over in that direction. Powell tries to get there, but he couldn't do it. But what's the key on this play? The block of the tight end. Let's see what happens on this play. Chandler, number 81, blocking number 95, Robinson, the all-Southeastern. This is a long, sustained block because of delayed play. He opens up that hole right there, lets Elks accelerate through the hole, turns it into what I guess you'd have to call an afterburner key. And now Alabama has the lead.
Well, it looks like they're going for 2.
Well, with a
forgiveness increment of 7 here.
That's right.
And if Auburn should score, they would have to go for 2, and they're definitely going for 2. Bobby Humphrey is in the backfield with Craig Turner. And they bring Al Bell back toward the ball, and Shula wants to throw it. They throw it. Ball is caught, but it is caught short of the goal line by Humphrey as he had to stretch out to bring the ball down and had no way to get his balance when he fell down a yard short of the goal line, and it's sensational by stopping 2 penetrations and forcing the field goal. Still 5:57 to play, but Auburn would be hard-pressed to march like they did the last time. Van Tiffin kicks it. Wynn's going to knock it down up the field for Fullwood at the 10, to the 20, 30, and thrown out at the 30. So Auburn will have very good field position now as they trail by 5. And next week, we'd like to see another one just like this. I'm sure that Bobby Collins and Barry Switzer don't want to see one like this, but it's fun for us.
Oh, and it brings gray hairs on the coaches in a hurry. This kind of game, it's been sensational. You can't fault either team's offense or their defense, Keith. It's just excellent play.
At the 30-yard line and 5:50 to play in the game. Give it to Jackson. And Alabama grudgingly will give it.
Team 6'4", good movement. Good competitor.
Jackson, 26 carries, 118 yards on the day. That's Sparks, the tight end, going in motion. Washington drifts off after a little play action and zips it. Got a man. Pass is good. Caught by Wiegand. Freddie Wiegand got loose over there. The soft 5.
Brigham Young would have been proud of that throw interception.
Middleton in motion. Jackson with the ball. Pounds into the middle. And picks up about 4 with 450 yards to put Alabama back on top. It's 2nd down and 6 now as Jackson has the ball going right. Vernon Wilkinson, number 38, is on top, but there's another man under the bottom, Todd Roper. Now it's 4:20 to play. Here's Jim.
Keith, our viewers have less than 35 minutes now to cast their vote.
1-4 for the Auburn Tigers. Washington looked like a broken play, but he jukes his way out of it and turns in a 1st down for Auburn as he found some daylight on the right side and got down to the 32.
If you called it right, it was a broken play. The ball was to be headed off to the fullback. Washington on his spin didn't get back turned fast enough, and all he had to do, watch it right here, you'll see the reverse turn, supposed to hand to the fullback, he misses it. So then he goes right back out the back door. Good quickness, good presence of mind, 1st down.
Jackson. Bennett slowed him a little bit, and then they get some help. But again, it's one of those plays where he disappears in the crowd. Everybody gets up and dusts themselves off, and he's got 4.
Keith, yesterday, Pat Dye called me, and he said, I've got to see you. It's very confidential. If you promise not to tell anybody, I'll give you a story. And I said, well, what is it? He said that Bo Jackson broke 2 ribs against Georgia. He didn't want to use it for sympathy or any other thing. But if I wanted to use it during the ball game at the right time, the doctors okayed him to play, but he's playing with 2 broken ribs.
Surely no more than cracked.
So they're broken. Half and 2. He told me that. Hey.
Washington runs away from the trouble. Washington takes a mighty blow and will get up 1.5 yards. Jackson going after it, hit behind the line of scrimmage, bounces outside, and gets the first down as he gets inside the 20, and penalty
goes into a designated area with the ball, Keith, and there's nothing there. He knows he has speed, and so he breaks outside and makes the first down. To the top of your screen, the ball is handed to Jackson, no yardage, right there. Now what do? I've got speed, I know that. I break outside, outrun Turner, number 37, run over Robinson, number 21, for the first down.
And there's the foul. Number 27, Kendrick, coming across, hitting him out of bounds.
Knocked him right up on top of the fence. What a ball game, Keith. Two good football teams.
Now first down and goal, Auburn. The ball is on the Alabama 8 after the penalty.
This is no gimme either against this Alabama defense.
Agee, the fullback, to the 6. Second down and goal at the Alabama 6. Jackson to the 1. Whoop, he almost got in there. Pure brute strength.
He has, to me, the best combination of power and speed that I've ever seen in college football.
His second half making the telephone pole close.
Look at the distance. 2 downs right there. Look at the clock. Of course, Auburn wants to score, but they don't want to give that Mike Schuler too much time.
Field goal won't help them. They trail by 5. Got a minute to play in the ball game. Agee out, Ware in. Where's the 240-pounder? Has it. Touchdown! Pound fullback had just come into the ball game. He was cold. They gave it to him anyway, and he just blew it into the end zone.
Boy, that's confidence in you. And Ware, the key said he's their muscle man, straight ahead. Boy, the best play in football, as old Paul Brown used to say, is the one that runs straight ahead. Not many things can happen to you, but that offensive line of Auburn has done some great job.
They're going for 2. Auburn leads by 1. They're trying to get 2 here as Washington drops back to pass. Ball is slapped away by Cornelius Bennett. They were trying to swing it out to Bo Jackson. Bennett stayed at home and knocked it down. Auburn leads by 42 yards on 31 carries, 2 touchdowns. Gene Jelks, 192 yards on 18 carries, 1 touchdown. Both teams with 1 timeout remaining. Chris Johnson kicks off high and deep back into the end zone, and Humphrey will have no chance to return it. And if they can get it within his range, he has kicked a 42-yarder today. He has missed wide left from 52 yards with the wind. They've got Jelks out, Schuler back to throw. Pretty good protection, passes away, almost intercepted. Intended for Thornton Chandler, the tight end, but there were more blue shirts around the ball, and Chandler was off balance and probably would not have caught it under any circumstances. And there's your time remaining.
Auburn has the decision to make. On this part of the field, you don't change your philosophy. Stay in a zone defense. Don't play the victory defense. At this time, Mike Schuler's too good. Deepen your linebackers. Make them catch everything inside and in front of your linebackers if you can.
Second down and 10 from the 20. You got to look for Al Bell. He's throwing double coverage. Down the middle goes Bell. Schuler running for his life. Drops away from 1. Can't get away from all of them. They suck him back on the 12. Pat Thomas and Harold Holman.
Kelvin Porter, number 3, has been the hero of this 4th quarter. Intercepting Mike Schuler before and covering Al Bell man-to-man to where Schuler had nowhere to throw the ball.
Alabama has called the timeout. No more for the tie. They trail by 1. Alabama has had its talk. It is 3rd down at their own 12. They've got to go to the 30 to get a first down. 37 seconds to play. They trail by 1. Auburn's defense playing deep center field. Shula's pass lofted to Jelks. Jelks on the run to the sidelines, kills the clock. That was a pretty good catch by that freshman running back. 29 seconds to play, and the ball comes out now to the 26. It'll be 4th down and 4.
Little twist by the Auburn defense right there, trying to get some pressure, and Shula floats the ball perfect. As he steps up, he lays it out, lets Jelks run under it. He doesn't break his stride, and he gets on out of bounds.
4th and 4. This is it for Alabama. Double reverse. Al Bell coming around the corner, has the first down. Shula threw a heck of a block for him, and Bell's out of bounds at the Alabama 46-yard line with 21 seconds to play.
The quarterback on the reverse, number 11, has to make the key block. He gets outside the contained man. Now he's to block him. He can't clip him. He's got to wait for him to turn. He uses great judgment as, I can't see the number, 95, maybe Robinson or Rucker, I couldn't see. Now Bell goes down the field, similar to what Penn State did to Alabama team, run that reverse play.
They've got a first down at their 46. If they get down around the Auburn 40, Van Tiffin's got a shot at it. No pressure on Shula, zips it, and it is incomplete. The pass intended for Greg Richardson. 15 seconds to play.
Tom Powell, the safety, has 6 interceptions, and here's a good reason why. He's a senior, confident. He breaks up on this ball. Keep watch him come all the way up in front of him right there. And it could have been interference by Bivens, number 6, coming from behind. Just close call.
Second down and 10. Again, I'll say to you, they've got to get to the Auburn 40.
Field goal attempt.
They have no timeouts remaining. Yes, they've got to be around the 40 for Van Tiffin to have a decent shot at it. Got to go to the sidelines. They have no timeouts. If he throws it down the middle, it won't help a lot. Richardson's got it. He's got to get out of bounds, and he does at the 35. And 6 seconds to play in the ball game. And here comes Van Tiffin. With 6 seconds, he's in the game.
My heart won't stand it.
He missed a 52-yarder earlier, wide left with the wind. This is 52 yards into the breeze. Not strong, but there's some. The kick is up.
Long enough.
It's long enough, and it's up. He made it. Just fainted.
Keith, I don't believe it.
I just fainted.
Mike Shula, that's uncanny. He stayed there with Auburn rushing only 3 men.
Here's Tim Brandt.
All right, I'm trying to get ready. Your reaction right. Great win. Well, hey, these are a great group of kids. I tell you what, I love every one of them like they were my own. To come back twice after being down late in the 4th quarter. Well, that's what these guys have done all year. Congratulations. Great win, Ray. Thank you very much. All right, Keith.
My gosh, what a finish.
That's the most fabulous 4th quarter I've ever seen in my life. I don't ever remember such a fantastic finish. What's that part that we do? The fantastic finish? That was it. Mike Shula.
Well, I said earlier that the reason they call this the Iron Bowl is there's caused so much scrap iron left when it's over, and boy, there will be a ton of it today. Watch Tiffin. He nailed that thing with every fiber of muscle and energy in his body, and he just squatted there and waited. And it went over with plenty to spare. He had plenty of leg on it into that breeze.
Oh, that.
But what a bitter disappointment for Auburn when it appeared they had it won. The big play was that play to the sideline over there, where it set up a 4th and 4, and then they run that reverse that got the first down, and Pat Washington just about died when that ball went through the uprights. Couldn't believe it.
I don't believe it yet. I don't believe he moved the ball. How far? 80 yards in less than a minute. Same thing he did against Georgia early in the season.
Here's Tim again.
With Van Tiffin this time, Keith. Now, you missed one earlier, but you had the distance. What was going through your mind as you came out for this one?
Well, I knew the wind was in my face on this one. But I hit my last one good enough, you know, that the wind wasn't affected, so I just tried to hit this one the same as I did the last one. And I was real lucky it didn't get blocked. Right there, they snapped the ball, and I hesitated. And I saw Kevin Porter die right at my feet, and I kicked the ball.
Did you know it was good as soon as it left?
Yes. Well, I looked up, and then I knew it was good.
And the broken hand's all right?
Pardon?
The broken hand's all right?
Oh, yeah. Keep feeling now.
It doesn't affect the kicking either, Keith. Thanks, man.
Well, Red Bay, Alabama, when he comes home for Christmas, you can give him a punch.
Let's look at Richardson going all the way across. Mike Shula had all the time in the world.
That's it. The key right there.
All the time in the world. Auburn was rushing 3 men. They doubled each receiver. Richardson comes all the way across. The key here is to get out of bounds. Right there. Bivens, number 6, is trying to prevent him from getting out of bounds. Alabama had no more timeout. Keith, they couldn't have gotten it all.
Nope. He went 19 yards and got it out of bounds, and then Van Tiffin, the coup de grace. 52-yarder, 25-23 tie.
Player is the short yardage man, the fullback.